Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of Buckshot Thursday here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, the Early Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about why Sherrod Brown needs to be arrested immediately on multiple charges, and exactly what some of those charges are, along with a few other topics of the day, specifically that crack whore Jasmine Crockett is also another topic of the day. The stupid bullshit she's now doing, where she's literally pushing Nazi propaganda and attacking Christians in this country as a black supremacist piece of shit she is. Because why wouldn't she? You know, Democrat Party is literal party of Nazis, is what it is, dude, and they are continuing to do that shit nowadays. And she's falsely claiming, obviously, that Christians are Nazis, is what it is now, and pushing Nazism, even though she's the one doing that stuff. So, yeah, that's what it always is, dude. It's always, these motherfucking gaslighting pieces of shit like that doing that kind of crap. There's also a few other stories I want to talk about today as well. Specifically, the SAVE Act dying in the U.S. Senate because of piece of shit traitors. And then you also have pieces of shit in U.S. Congress, specifically Mike Turner and Dave Joyce here in Ohio, that also need to be sharing for themselves with Sherrod Brown's ass for literally voting against the basically impeachment and everything else relating to that piece of shit Merrick Garland, who's not even legally in power right now because he was appointed by a fucking cheater in Biden's ass at that point then, dude. So, yeah, it's a bunch of shit all the way around, dude. And I'm just so fucking sick and tired of all these motherfuckers as what it is anymore, dude. This is why, honestly, I say everybody's in there right now, kick them all out across the board and replace with a bunch of new people is what it is then. And then we just, during that replacement, institute the 20 terms of the Constitution, auto DQs in office, etc., there. And from there, you would then go to a new place, time in history, where anybody that does, X, Y, or Z things automatically gets their asses thrown out of office, too, for that matter. And right now, I would say Crockett is a great example of this stuff. Her, AOC, etc., a lot of these Democrats, even a couple of rhinos out there that have done stuff, dude, which relates to, anti-gunner crap like that is what it is there, or like anti-lifer shit like that is what it is for, killing kids and whatnot. Should be auto DQs in office at this point, honestly. So, anyway. Y'all give me a minute. I'm going to try to do a couple things here because I'm going to try to do my video up a little better here. I think I got like some weird stuff on the cameras with this here. Some adhesive from a piece of tape or something. So, that's much better. Okay. Got that cleaned up a little bit. There's like a weird, like outside right now, it looks like it's going to start pouring down that way, but then it's like weird, like light coming in from behind me is what it is right now. So, my sister also apparently found me a new place right now, potentially to go to, which is, again, I don't really want to leave the house as what it is, but I don't have to, but yeah, she found me a new listing. That is, let's see if I can grab this up real quick here. It's a 1-bedroom over there in Alliance for $700 a month, and it's not far actually from Mount Union. Which the only drawback to that would be most likely my neighbors are going to be a bunch of college students, and who's to say if they're going to be rowdy or not at that point. And really, I'm just not a fan of like apartment living is what it is anymore, dude. If I was going to live someplace, it would be like honestly that one place that we found over there that they fucked me over on is what it was a couple weeks ago. That would have been the best place to live, honestly, even though it was an apartment technically speaking, but it was like more quiet, it seemed like there. And personally, there's been a few duplexes I've found around here that seem pretty good, but unfortunately, the rental company for those is super shady as fuck, is what it is. So, or at least we thought they were anyway, but maybe it's not that way anymore. So I don't know. I think they still are a little bit shady, but yeah, it's just the whole thing, man. So it is what it is. But yeah, this one over there is like pretty close to Mountain Union. It's also like very close to a pharmacy in that area. Like I could literally walk out the door and like go up the block and then like literally cross the road, and I'm already at the fucking pharmacy pretty much, like the front door there. So like it's probably like I would say 500 feet door to door, probably my guess there. But we'll check these out before I go into the whole Sherrod Brown story of the day and stuff like that. So, like, the one drawback I have with this place, looking at some of the photos of this apartment here, is what it is the bathroom. Like, I'm always not cool with like small bathrooms, and this one seems very, very small. You got your toilet right there, and you got obviously what looks like a curtain for the shower right there is what it is. So that shower seems super, super small too, for that matter. And then some kind of weird little cabinet thing on the side of it here. It looks kind of iffy at best. So I don't know. It just seems meh. And then this is apparently the bedroom itself, from my understanding, which seems pretty small also, for that matter. And then this is the hallway to, I'm guessing I'm guessing this is either the bathroom or the bedroom, and then probably the other door over here is the bathroom. So yeah, the hallway seems pretty small too, for that matter. And I really don't like how they have this fridge set up at all. This is very similar to the fridge I have right now, actually. But the problem is right there at the bottom, where it's literally like a power strip that's set up to, man. It's like, why is that not set up to a wall unit, dude? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, that is like a fire hazard and then some right there. So, and then there's the actual toilet in the bathroom there. Like I said, very, very small. Probably about, I would say honestly, the size of this is probably about half the size of the bathroom I have right now is what it is, dude. So, yeah, not a fan of that at all. And there's a little kitchen right there, which is your stove over here, and you got your sink and stuff. And over there is where the fridge is, if I'm not mistaken. And there's another picture of the bathroom. Yeah, actually, it's open up there is what it is. So yeah, I don't even know if I can fit completely into that fucking little like cabinet shower is what it is there, dude. Yeah, that would be super fucking sketch. I mean, I think this is another picture of where the bedroom would be at. There is what it is. And there's like some random ass closet here, like in the. I think this is off from the living room area there, or whatever. And there's another picture of the closet with a window over there. And that's part of the living room there. And this is your base living room right here is what it is, which is very small, seems like too as well. I think that might be it for photos. So. Oh, no, I'm sorry. There's one more photo besides that. So we'll pull that back up again and then go to the last one then. So yeah, that was next to the last one, and this is the last one right here. Yeah, it's a very small place. I think it said 500 square feet, which is like half the size of this house right now. So, like, pretty much it would be. I'm not even sure the square footage of this living room. I think the living room itself is a couple hundred square feet anyway. So you're talking about like the living room plus like another room basically, and then like a bathroom. So, yeah, not a fan of it, dude. I mean, obviously proximity would be nice, but like at the same time, like the proximity to the college and stuff like that, maybe we'll make like deals for like reselling stuff would be nice if I need to go that route. But at the same time, it's like I don't know if I really want to live that close to a bunch of college kids, you know. So like it'd be one thing if it was like a 2-bedroom for that price, and then like or at least like a much larger room anyway for the bedroom. Because honestly, in that situation, I'd almost want to make the living room into the bedroom and make the living room itself into my bedroom, and then have the bedroom basically be like a living room or like dining room slash whatever the case be. There is what it is. So yeah, I don't know. It just seems so small is what it is, dude. So especially comparing some of these other places I've seen recently. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's also not great either, for that matter. Like, I feel like honestly, if I was like 20 years younger and like a lot more like healthy, basically, I would say, oh yeah, that's fine, because then I could just be there, and then I could walk to the college legitimately is what it is then. If I was going to go do college courses and stuff or whatever, like that really seems like a college kid's apartment, honestly, but not like a grown ass man's at this point, which is what I am right now currently. So, I mean, actually, the only like there's a few like pluses, but there's a lot of minuses I'll say on that one because it basically there's a plus of like potentially being the fact that I think downtown Alliance. Then I could always run for like city council or mayor or something like that. Then of that area and stuff, and possibly win the seat of power is what it is there. If nothing else, then find some other place in that area. Maybe just nothing else, like either rent a house in that area then and like move addresses or something like that, or it would be potentially like buy a place around there or something, so I can still maintain living space in the area to be on the city council or be the mayor of the town or whatever it is there is what it is. So, but anyway. It's just something to think about on that one. But then at the same time, like I said, I think that like I would honestly with that one, I would definitely have to go look at it honestly to see like just how truly small I believe it is, because to me it just seems very very small honestly, just from the photos there versus that other one that I was looking at that they fucked me over on a couple months like a few weeks back now is what it was. I think the last month there's what it was, and that one was perfect honestly, dude. Like that had. Basically, to me, that had just enough room in the basement at that point. Like this one has like nothing, honestly. Like I would have to go basically rent a store. Hell, I could probably rent a storage unit around here that would be bigger than this fucking place. Truthfully speaking, like that's a sad fact of life right now, dude. So, anyway, actually, somebody was making a joke about. I think I had that meme actually recently here. See if I can find it again real fast. Pretty sure I grabbed it here the other day. Let me just. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it was a U house, and it is remember, if things get bad, for $20 you can just move into the woods. It's literally just like basically running a U-Haul and go up. See, the issue with that is though is. First off, you actually have to give them like a credit card, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, for that kind of stuff. So it's not like they couldn't like bill your credit card. You have to like shut down that credit card too, as well as what it is then. And then it would be from there, they would obviously have like your name and stuff like that too. So it's not like they couldn't just come after you eventually. And like truthfully, if I was going to do something, what I would do actually is if I was going to do something like this, what I would do is I would take the U-Haul thing itself. You'd obviously change the plates and stuff on it. There's what it'd be, and then you would actually spray paint the side of it and stuff like that to either like a pure white color, or it'd be like even just like a darker color then, so it wouldn't be orange anymore. I'm also not a huge fan of the way this is set up either, for that matter, because you have what looks like a bed right here on the top of the thing, which for those who never lived in like one of those little teeny house things is what it is, dude. You are smacking your head every time you get up on these things. So that's number one. This appears to be a TV or something right here above the thing. And I'm not sure what the hell's underneath it here. It looks weird. It almost looks like a hamster wheel halfway is what it is there. And you have what looks like a little bar / kitchen area there. And then like your little like wraparound seating there is what it'd be. And then like looks like a random like fireplace almost there or something. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there'd be a better setup than that. In most cases, you would never do like a bed up here is what it'd be. You basically do probably do like storage up here would be my guess, honestly. Like, that's what I would do. I'd store food just up here. And then it'd be like the bedroom would be down here some places would it be then. And then you'd have like a little separation, and it would be like a little camp stove / kitchenette thing that you could basically take outside and use. And yeah, it would be like that from there, as it would be then. I'm also trying to figure out how the fuck you're getting out of this place too, by the way. And like, oh, okay, that actually makes more sense now I think about it. So what they would have done here, that's what this little weird hole thing is right here. Yeah, it would be you being able to like walk through that, I think, into the actual driver's seat of the vehicle is what it is then. Like the little like breezeway through thing, whatever there. That would make more sense. But yeah, it's still like yeah, I think you can have a better setup, and this is what it is though. And I think unfortunately a lot of people wouldn't be able to pull it off anyway. So plus it wouldn't really be $20; it'd be $20 plus I think it's actually more than that now for U-Haul and stuff like that. I think it's more like 40 or 50, honestly, for rental. But then it would have to be actually furnishing the thing too on top of that then. So, but yeah, it wouldn't be too bad, you know. But again, I don't know if I really want to live like that, honestly. So, I mean, if we're in like direct grid down and shit like that, like yeah, it's a possibility. But like for me, it's not, you know, one of those things where it's whatever. I also thought this one was kind of funny. Again, before we get to the Sherrod Brown stuff here for a minute, because it kind of relates to what he was talking about there. It says vendors who would identify themselves only as nah and stop asking me questions before you get your ass kicked sell merchandise near the U.S. Capitol. Quote, I ain't into any of this shit, said nah, but these stupid motherfuckers buying $100 sweatshirts are putting me through college. So basically what it is they were selling Trump 2020 merchandise is what it was there back in the day there. I do like that second one. Stop asking me questions before you get your ass kicked. Like, come on, man. That's too funny. Also, for meme stuff for today, before we get into the actual stories of the day, we had this one, which was, my kids are so open to experiencing culture, they'll try anything from chicken tenders at the Mexican restaurant to chicken tenders at the Chinese restaurant. I found that one on Facebook earlier. I thought it was pretty good. So, and then, of course, the good old Democrat mantra, where you have to ask things. And we talked about this before, actually, if I'm not mistaken, on one of these chat, which was, people think my boyfriend is gay because I'm transgender. Well, I mean, the guy looks gay, so there is that. But, like, I don't know. Like, I really think this is just like a made-up thing at this point, because I really think that's a biological chick in that picture. I don't think that's a dude like pretending to be a woman who is dude. You know, a common man, if you will. But the thing, we've had this chat before about transgenderism and stuff like that, dude. It's all, at minimum, the guy's bisexual. We'll leave it at that, basically. So, you know, it is what it is other than that, man. But, anyway. But yeah, so to get into the stuff about Sherrod Brown's bitch ass then. So that motherfucker, I had emailed something out weeks ago is what it was there to, I think it was like some kind of letter thing from like Ohio governors or something like that against like, you know, assault weapons bans and stuff like that. Democrats were pushing at the time. And I think it just immediately, it was like J.D. Vance was one of the contacts in. I think we also contacted Sherrod Brown by default is what was there. And you would think, like, honestly, it would be, you know, like, if you're going to do just, like, a rubber stamp kind of bullshit-ass thing or whatever the case be, you do it, like, almost immediately back, like, the next day or two after that then. But nah, this motherfucker waited until literally today to send me this stupid-ass, and it wasn't even him, obviously, it was some idiot in his office, I'm guessing, honestly. But it's just, like, a bullshit copy-and-paste thing is what it is, dude, and I'm just so fucking, like, fuck this cocksucker is what it is, dude. Like, his ass belongs in prison right now for a bunch of crimes, from deprivation of law, to oath breaking, to literally high treason, to massive voter fraud from the 2018 midterms, where he definitely 100% cheated his ass off to get back into office there. He has Judge Buddy put literally like several 100,000 people from our fucking voter logs that were, you know, clicked off of it because they were dead or ineligible voters because they were illegals in this country, and specifically in the states what it was at the time. And they were put back on there a couple days before the fucking election cycle. And of course, Sherrod won by almost exactly that amount of people as it was then, dude. So you can't tell me that it wasn't a cheat, honestly, at that point. And that's the problem is Frank LaRoche not doing his job as Secretary of State now. Dave Yost not doing his job as Attorney General at this point. And Mike DeWine not doing his job as governor currently to arrest this son of a bitch, Sherrod Brown. I think the only reason they're not doing that stuff is because at least one or multiple of these people, if it was to come out that Sherrod was going to go down for stuff, that dude would squeal like a fucking pig and take every single rhino down with him at that point, dude. And probably a bunch of other Democrats, too, for that matter. He would sit there and turn state's evidence like a motherfucker. So I guess everybody else to produce his own sentence would be then. So, anyway. But yeah, this is the horseshit email he sent me. I actually copy and paste from my email just to be clear on this one. I'm not showing everybody my email address is what it is then. Or any other emails that are in my emails what it is there. So, yeah, this was the BS copy and paste he sent me today. It started out as, Dear Mr. Rogers, thank you for getting in touch with me about firearms-related legislation. I appreciate you sharing your views. And then he falsely claimed, mass shootings in America have become far too common, including right here in Ohio. That's why Congress worked on the bipartisan basis to pass the Bipartisan Civic Communities Act. Horse shit they fucking did, dude. No, what you had was you had a bunch of cocksucker rhinos like that piece of shit Rob Portman go out there, knew that they were fucking retiring, and were coming back, and then voted for that BS is what it was, dude. Not to mention you fuckers would have created Uvalde to pass that crap. And then Sherrod's bitch ass continues on and says, common sense gun safety legislation will help protect families and children and reduce violent crime across the country. No, it fucking won't, you lying prick bastard. You know for a fact it won't, dickhead, because your bitch ass literally admits later on in this fucking thing, which we're going to get into in a minute here, that you helped pass the fucking ADB in 1994, you fucking asshole, which did absolutely nothing at that time to reduce anything, dude. You already had violent crime going down in this country like crazy, and it was your bitch ass and Biden's bitch ass that did shit like that to push that crap and deny people like myself our fucking constitutional rights for a decade of our lives, you fucking dick smoke. Not to mention the fact that you then had, at that same time period, I don't know if Sherrod was in power at that time in 1990 or not, but I know Biden was. And it was Biden literally helping create the Gun-Free Schools Act in 1990, which directly in the last 34 years has led to every single fucking massacre in a gun-free zone in this country, whether it be a school, a college campus, a random daycare center, whatever the case be, dude. Any place that gives yourself a gun-free zone can be tied directly back to Biden and fucking Democrats helped pass that bullshit back in 1990, dude, is what it was, under Bush 1's administration. So yeah, fuck all y'all, dude, and fuck George H.W. Bush too, for that matter. So anyway, piece of shit Sherrod Brown continued on and said, I was proud to support the bill being Civic Communities Act and vote for this legislation, which Biden signed into law on June 25th, 2022. This was the first major gun safety legislation in nearly 3 decades. No, it was the first fucking infringement upon people's rights, you fucking dickhole. And then falsely continues on and says, Bipartisan Civic Communities Act closes the boyfriend loophole. There wasn't one, by the way, you fucking idiot. It says prohibiting anyone convicted of domestic violence from accessing guns and expands background checks for people under 21 years old to include their juvenile records, which in of itself is BS, because that one right there, you are actually breaking Fourth Amendment privacy rights at that point, because you're going into someone's juvenile file where they might not have been a fucking criminal back then, dude. So you're actually attacking minors' records at that point, dude. And he's on, says, this legislation also includes one of the most dramatic expansions of mental health support in years. Bullshit it fucking does. No, it doesn't. What it does is it literally incentivizes states to push red flag laws, which is wrong, constitutional as fuck, motherfucker. And it's a direct oath breaking at that point against almost the entire Bill of Rights and the 14th Amendment, for that matter, for that crap. And this asswipe continues on and claims, it expands funding for crisis intervention and mental health care services. No, it fucking doesn't. No, nobody does. No, it does not, dude. And if it actually did, you'd have that money like this thing, right? If it actually did that shit, they would have given a ton of fucking federal money to the states immediately upon the passing of that thing. No, what they did instead was they're like, hey, here's a big old fucking thing you can come from. But oh, by the way, in order to actually access this money, y'all got to be able to pass red flag laws in your states too, by the way, that infringe people's rights, to actually have a hearing to see their fucking accuser at that point and be able to call them the lion sack of fucking shit they are, is what it is, dude. And that's the entire point. That is why I'm so against red flag laws entirely, dude, because they infringe on 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 14th Amendments of the Constitution, not to mention the fact that you have no actual hearing to see and confront your accuser. It's a literal ex parte hearing where some dickhead goes to a fucking judge and is like, oh, this person's a threat to themselves or others. We got to go take their guns. And then what do they do, dude? They do exactly what they did to Duncan Lemp and Gary J. Willis. They show up in the middle of the fucking night, specifically in Duncan Lemp's case, is what it is there in Maryland. Do what they call a break and break, which is they fucking break the guy's window open, knowing they're going to get confronted at gunpoint, and then kill this kid, is what it is, dude. And like with Gary, they went to his fucking house. It was like either 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, or it was like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, like very ass early in the morning is what it is there, dude. We're not going to be awake. Of course the guy shows up with a fucking handgun in his hand, dude. I'm going to do the same goddamn thing if you beat my fucking door in at 4 or 5 in the morning, dude. Well, first, I'm not even going to go to the fucking door. I'm going to call the cops at that point and be like, hey, there's somebody trying to break into my home. I legally have a gun. I'm going to shoot their ass if they try to break in. So what's going to be, dude? And I'll straight up tell them that right there. So, be like, I believe whoever's at the other side of this door might be a deadly threat to my life. If they try to break my door down, I'm going to open fire on them. Because this is a stand your ground state, and we have castle doctrine. So, legitimately, dude, it's that simple, honestly. So anyway, continuing on with Sherrod's bullshit pack of lies email here. Yeah, it supposedly gives $500 million for school-based mental health services and strengthening school safety. That's a fucking lie, by the way. If they actually want to strengthen school safety, they would have either school resource officers in every single school in this country right now, or better yet, they would actually arm teachers, which is what Democrats are always against, by the way. Then Sherrod continued on and said, in addition, this new law cracks down on straw purchases, was one thing, by the way, giving tools to prosecutors to target illegal transportation of weapons. By the way, we already have that, you fucking dickhead. This is the problem with Democrats entirely, dude. They pass stupid bullshit that's already on the books, and then just pass retarded gun law after retarded gun law that's already stacking on top of other gun laws that do the same exact goddamn thing as what it is, man. Which are all unconstitutional, by the way. They're complete infringement upon our constitutional rights is what it is here, man. And I'm fucking fed up with it is what it is. I'm so sick and tired of this shit is what it is, man, for real. So, anyway. But continuing on here. Just more BS about Safer Communities Act. And so we must build on this success and advance more gun safety in America. I love how he says this. I have always respected the Second Amendment rights of hunters, collectors, and other law-abiding gun owners. No, you fucking haven't, you dickhead. Because first of all, asswipe, it's not hunters, collectors, etc. It's every American citizen, you fucking dickhole. Like, obviously you've never read the Second Amendment, Sherrod Brown. Because if you had, you'd actually respect the fucking oath you're taking to office, asshole. Which is literally, and I quote, Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, motherfucker. And you are infringing it again and again and again, you fucking dickhead. And even though I have a fucking Bernard Marino at this point, dude, even though I really don't like that motherfucker because of the shit he said in 2019 against gun rights, I'm seriously considering voting for Bernard Marino at this point, dude. Just to say, fuck you, Sherrod Brown, you fucking cheating piece of shit. Because I've had it with that fucking asshole, dude, seriously. Sherrod belongs in a fucking prison cell, end of fucking story, dude. And this is the exact reason why right here. He's straight up lying his ass off and then saying, banning items like assault rifles, is trying to think, by the way, and extended magazines does not unfairly infringe upon those rights. Yes, it fucking does, asshole, because number one, there's such a thing as an assault rifle. What you're talking about is every modern sporting rifle from ARs to AKs, etc. And what you're talking about with so-called extended magazines is anything over 10 rounds like you fucking dickheads love to talk about, dude. Which is literally every gun magazine I own right now, from a 12-rounder to a 16-rounder for my 22s to a 17-rounder for my 9mm to a 30-round magazine for my AR-15s. Which, by the way, is the modern-day musket. So go fuck yourself, Sherrod, you fucking cunt. You want to take my guns, bitch? Come to the fucking house here and take them yourself, asshole, and see how it fucking works out for you, because it ain't going to work out well, bitch. And it's really that simple. But no, you're never going to do that because you're too much of a fucking pussy-ass coward. You're going to send a group of men who, by the way, are armed with the exact same shit you're trying to take from me and everyone else that asswipe, to do your fucking dirty work for you because you're a jackbooted fucking tyrant piece of shit cunt. So yeah, fuck you, Sherrod, you fucking asshole. Anyway, Brown continued on here and said, the singular purpose of those types of weapons and accessories is clear: to cause the maximum amount of death and destruction possible in the shortest period of time. No, it's to kill tyrants like you, motherfucker. That's what it is, dude. It's to have American citizens have access to the same shit or very similar shit to what the military is supposed to have at this point. Which, by the way, every single thing the U.S. military has right now, American citizens have access to, and that includes, but not limited to, tanks with full ammunition in them, planes with rockets, etc. on them, drones that have fucking rocket and missile capabilities, hand grenades, RPGs, etc., 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 across the fucking board, dude. Every single thing U.S. military has, America should have access to, bar fucking none. So yeah, fuck you, Sherrod Brown, you dickhole. And we continued on here and said, when Americans are not safe in their schools, movie theaters, and houses of worship, we must act to curb gun violence. No, we must act to remove pieces of shit like you who are continuing to keep Gun-Free School Zones Act of 1990 in place so that you can sit there and push more unconstitutional bullshit every time you fucking Democrats create another goddamn massacre in this country for your own fucked up ends, the same way y'all did with Uvalde 2 fucking years ago, you asshole. And the same thing you do with Sandy Hook like fucking 12 years ago. Same thing you do with fucking Parkland like 6 years ago, etc., etc. It is all preventable tragedies that you fucking Democrats had a direct hand in because you continue to keep these bullshit-ass fucking unconstitutional acts like the Gun for Schools Act 1990 in place every single day of the year. And then you fucking work with pieces of shit like Shannon Watts, Michael Bloomberg, etc., Moms Main Action, Everytown, etc. there. Gabby Giffords and her fucking group to push unconstitutional crap at state levels, dude, is what it is. And of course, you have some of these dickhead governors, like these pieces of shit Democrats like Whitmer, Newsom, etc., that keep pushing that crap. And that's the thing, too, right? If the bullshit crap that Sherrod was spewing in this actual email here, dude, if it actually was to ring true, then California would be a fucking anti-gun utopia with no violence whatsoever in it, dude. But you know what it is, in fact? It is actually, in fact, the biggest mass shooting capital of America right now. The state of California is. Every single day in that state, there is more and more violence, some of it relating to guns, some of it not relating to guns, a lot of it relating to illegal aliens and criminals illegally in possession of firearms, and that's what they never talk about, by the way, is the so-called gun violence they're talking about is really gang violence, and is really fucking cartel violence. It's just violence in general, actually, at that point, but it has directly related to gangs and cartels in this country that are doing gangbanger shit is what it is, dude. And that's why you have Democrats lie their fucking asses off these fucking fake-ass polls being like, oh, there's been 300 fucking mass shootings this year, whatever it is there. You know, whatever the fucking number, now it's like 300, 400, whatever, when I say there is what it is. Because the constitutes mass shooting is when you have a fucking drive-by within like 3 blocks of a school at like 2 a.m. And they'll be like, oh my God, there's another school shooting now. No, there fucking wasn't. There was a bunch of gangbangers doing gangbanger shit at 2 or 3 in the morning, dude. Big fucking difference, asshole. But continuing on with Sherrod's horse shit here. He continued and said, I support banning assault weapons in this country. I voted in support of the federal assault weapons ban in 1994 and voted to renew it after Sandy Hook tragedy in 2012. Sherrod continued on and said, I'm the original co-sponsor of both the Assault Weapons Ban Act and the Background Check Expansion Act, which, by the way, that would be universal background checks, because Sherrod Brown's literally a fucking Nazi, by the way, dude. He wants Hitlerian-style fucking gun rosters in this country with this bullshit here, and he wants to ban everything that they consider an assault weapon, which, by the way, when you actually look at the Assault Weapons Ban Act, it has a bunch of stuff by name now is what it is, like they did up in Canada there is what it is, but it also bans a bunch of fucking handguns, too, for that matter, dude. Because what it does is it actually takes features of a gun, whether it be, you know, a barrel shroud or like, you know, a threaded barrel and stuff like that, and considers it to be like an assault weapon now is what it is, dude. Hell, I remember one time where they were talking about, it was a few years ago when Feinstein was still alive. I think it was, I believe it was that same act Sherrod's talking about right now, actually, but I could be wrong about that, though. It might have been something like a predecessor to that, if that's what it was then. And it was basically... Sorry, I'm kind of jittery right now because by the way, today's episode is brought to you by Buckshot beer, which has caffeine in it. I'm kind of caffeinated right now. But yeah, so the whole point is, though, what you end up having, though, is a situation there where the piece of legislation that Feinstein and company are on there is what it is, which I think Brown was also backing as a either co-sponsor or primary sponsor, one of those two. it basically would constitute any gun that had a magazine that went out of the fucking pistol grip, basically, is what it is there, to be an assault weapon. So any gun that could have, like, a magazine in it, like, over X amount of rounds, whether it be a 33-round stick, etc. there, would not be considered an assault weapon. Which you can literally, by the way, for Taurus handguns, you can literally buy, like, a pro mag that's like 32 rounds. You can buy Glock sticks like crazy. They're like 33, 34 rounds. You can buy drum mags for all those guns like that. You know, plus a bunch of other ones on the market right now, like Ruger and everything else like that. That would all, you know, extend out past the fucking magazine wall is what it is, dude. So, it's bullshit is what it is, dude. Like, it's all unconstitutional crap is what it is, dude. It's them pushing tyrannical horseshit that should, by all rights, see them, at minimum, in prison the rest of their lives, if not literally facing the worst possibility of deprivation of law, which is the death penalty at this point. Like, seriously, if our founding fathers were around today, dude, they would just fucking build the gallows for these fuckers at this point, honestly, dude, and be done with it. Like, across the board. They would. Am I saying that's what we should do now? No, I'm not saying that's what we should do now. What I'm saying is we should have them all arrested at this point and tried with the fucking crimes they committed, whether it be deprivation of code of law as lifetime imprisonment, or whether it be, you know, oath breaking, whether it be insider trading, whether it be, you know, all kinds of other felony acts and stuff like that, whether it be massive voter fraud like Sherrod committed in 2018, 6 years ago. All that stuff, dude. And they're never allowed to see the light of day again because they're always going to be in prison. They're going to die in prison. That's what they'll be. So, anyway, yeah, he says he was the original sponsor of Assault Weapons Ban Act, Background Check Expansion Act. It says legislation to close loopholes in our background check system so that people who buy guns on the internet or at gun shows must go through the same background checks as law-abiding gun owners who buy their guns at stores. By the way, I'm like 100% sure that this is like a direct fucking copy and paste of Mamas Me in Action shit on their website, what it is, dude. Because first of all, if you are buying a gun on the internet, retard, you literally have to send it to a fucking FFL, dumbass. It's not going to be sent straight to your fucking house, you idiot. But that's the problem with people like you, Sherrod Brown. You're fucking retarded as fuck. You don't know the first goddamn thing about fucking guns in this country. Because, number one, you never fucking bought a gun. Number two, you're not a fucking gun owner, asshole. And if you claim you are, you're a fucking lying sack of shit. I demand proof of that. I demand you to literally pull out your fucking guns at that point and show them off to the camera. And at that point, then, all you're going to do is prove you're a fucking hypocrite, tyrant, cunt. Period. End of fucking story. Because you were trying to ban the same exact things that you yourself would own at that point then, buddy. And that's the problem, dude. It's these Democrats lying their fucking asses off. And what's the real problem is when you have these kids for 10, 12 years of their lives, you know, being pushed into these lockdowns and stuff like that, being fear-mongered by these fucking asshole Democrats and rhinos, etc. there, dude, and being spoon-fed fucking tyranny every single day of their lives. They're just like, oh, yeah, I hate guns too, man. We need to get the guns off the streets, etc. there. No, we fucking don't, idiots. What we actually need to do is we need to arm more people. We need to have civilian militias in this country. We need to have governments, whether it be state or federal for that matter, literally handing us money to buy guns. Or better yet, you know what they should be doing? They should be saying, hey, do you want a free gun? And I'm going to be like, yes, okay, here's a gun to your house because you've already passed background checks. Like, that's what it should be, dude. You pass a fucking background check, here's a free gun. And then what they do with that is they burn that fucking background check, is what it is, in fact, because they should be doing this thing anyway. Because as I said before, having been literally, pull it out here real quick, literally federally swatted 5 years ago, almost to the day now. It'll be sometime next month, actually. It's about a week after Dayton happened 5 years ago. I know for a fact that the 4473s are using de facto gun rosters right now, dude. Because the Fed boys that came out here to talk to me that day literally were fucking check marking off every single gun and every single, every make model of gun that I had at that time when I was talking about at the time then. Which I really should have said, here's the deal. I'm going to get on this phone right now. I'm going to call my fucking lawyer. And you can talk to them, assholes. And that's what I should have fucking told them at that point. Really, if I had known it was actually going to be about, I would have just had a lawyer sitting right next to me at that point that's like, oh, you can literally go through me, buddy. Like, any questions you're going to direct him or direct at me now is what it be then. And I would have taken both those fucking cocksucker FBI agents' badges at that point, dude. But unfortunately, I didn't do that, so it is what it is. But anyway. Continuing on, last little part of Sherrod's bullshit thing here is what it is. I think we got a little more here then. Let's see. Yeah, talking, like, basically lying about. Okay, so what he's actually talking about, by the way, so he's lying about the whole internet thing is what it is. The thing about gun shows is what he's actually talking about is he's actually mentioning about private sales. That's what they never actually mentioned, though, by the way. Is they never actually mentioned the term private sale. Because in states like Ohio, states like Florida, and states like Texas, there's a few others out there, obviously, too. Quite a few, actually. You can legally purchase guns from an individual without a background check. As you should be able to, and have your right to do, because the government shouldn't be able to track shit you buy. That's the entire point, dude. And if these people really have a problem with so-called prohibited people buying guns, then never let them out of fucking prison. Like, how hard is that, dude? If they're really still a threat to society, keep them locked the fuck up then. That's the problem, though, is they don't want to do that, so they'll sit there and, like, kick these people out back on the streets and stuff like that. And then, oh my God, shooting happens. Somebody killed a bunch of people at a birthday party. Somebody killed a bunch of people at a block party, etc. Oh, how could we ever have changed these things? Oh my God, now we got to pass more gun control. No, now you got to get the fuck out of office, bitch, because you're an oath-breaking fucking tyrant. Fuck yourself. Seriously, go fuck yourself. Anyway, Brown also said, I've also supported legislation prohibiting a licensed gun dealer from transferring a firearm to an unlicensed person prior to the completion of a background check. So what they're really talking about is that, like, 10-day waiting period bullshit or whatever it is. They're actually, I know for a fact during lockdowns, it was actually more like 30 days that some people were waiting for, even longer in some cases, to get their stuff. Hell, there's people in Florida, I believe, to this day, that are still waiting like 2 or 3 years to have their background check stuff come through because it's been bullshit, is what it is. And then Brown continued on and says, as well as legislation to strengthen our background check system by requiring federal agencies to better report information to the NICS check system to ensure that firearms are not up in the wrong hands of people who are a threat to the safety of anyone. Oh, you mean like you as a current U.S. Senator illegally being in power, Sherrod Brown? You mean like how you're a threat to my safety and everyone else's safety because you're literally trying to steal our gun rights, asshole? You mean like that? Yeah, fuck yourself, Sherrod Brown. You should be in prison right now, asshole. Fucking scumbag. Anyway, continuing on, and said, I have also supported legislation to prevent those on a terrorist watch list from buying guns because if you're too dangerous to get on an airplane, you're too dangerous to buy a deadly weapon. Yeah, and how many times have you seen the no-fly, no-buy list be bullshit, dude, where you have, like, 2 guys named Gary Johnson or something like that? Or, hell, better yet, actually Islamic terrorists in this country that aren't on the fucking watch list because the Fed boys decided 5, 6, 7 years ago to sit here and look at American citizens that are white guys like myself as if we're the fucking terrorists. Which, by the way, I'm going to point something out on that one. Having done a background check recently for an actual apartment, I am not on, thankfully, any watch list in this country. And I'm not going to lie, dude. I'm actually a little bit insulted on that one, too, because it's like, yeah, if you're going to come federally swap me 5 years ago, dude, like, at least have me on something, man. Like, I just feel completely insulted on that one, man. Like, really? Like, I'm not a threat? Like, I'm not a threat to y'all? Like, really? Like, come on, man. Obviously, I'm joking around. Like, you can tell from the tone of my voice is what it is, dude. But no, like, I'm thankful for that one, honestly. I shouldn't be on a fucking watch list, and neither should any American, for that matter. If you're an actual American citizen in this country, you shouldn't be on a fucking terror watch list because you're not a fucking terrorist. The government is the fucking terrorist in many cases there. Or at minimum, they're letting in a fucking terrorist armed to be their buddies, whether it be Islamic terrorists, etc. there. And like I was saying, going back to the Islamic terrorist thing, what it is there, dude, yeah. You had the feds literally burn and shred and shit a whole bunch and, like, delete files and stuff like that of an actual bunch of Islamic terrorists that were, like, hardcore targets should have been taken the fuck out at that point, overseas and stuff like that, dude. And now there's a bunch of those guys, we don't even know how many at this point, that are now on U.S. soil in our country currently, dude. So yeah, you want to talk about the terrorists, Sherrod? Let's talk about the actual terrorists. It's Islam, dude. It's people like your buddy Ilhan Omar and your other buddy Rashad Tlaib, for that matter. So, legitimately, dude. So you want to talk about people that shouldn't have guns in their hands? It's that kind of shit, dude. Or really any kind of power, for that matter, either. Anyway, Sherrod continued on and said, also support legislation to prevent those. Got no fly, no buy less shit. He said they also support repealing laws that prevent the Center for Disease Control from conducting research on gun violence. Oh, you mean the same CDC that made up a whole bunch of fucking lies 4 years ago? You mean like that CDC, dickhead? Yeah, fuck yourself, Sherrod. You know, so the successful repeal of this prohibition is an important step towards the gun violence research. Yeah, so you can push a bunch of fucking lies and fake narratives and all kinds of bullshit polling and stuff like that, dude. Fuck you, Sherrod. Anyway, continuing on, said common sense changes like the Bipartisan Communities Act will help save lives and reduce the risk of future mass shootings. No, they fucking won't. In fact, they've actually led to more of them, dude. Because why is that? Oh, yeah, because the whole mental health thing you're talking about, dude, doesn't fucking exist. And if it does exist, people aren't actually using it like it needs to be used. And that's why you had a fucking piece of shit female coming to be a trans man walk into a fucking Christian school a couple years ago and kill a bunch of fucking kids and teachers, dude. And you keep having more and more of that fucking kind of violence, by the way. Because you're only dealing with the real threats to the society because, shocker, those threats are your fucking voter base, buddy. It's your leftist-ass Democrat fucking buddies that love to be your fucking voter base and then want to sit there and be a bunch of hypocrites and do a bunch of double standard BS is what it is. Where it's like, well, I should have guns, but these people over here shouldn't have guns because they're right-wing, etc. there. Fuck all y'all, man. Anyway, Sherrod continued on, said I will continue to push for the U.S. Senate to consider gun safety measures in the wake of too many deadly massacres. As firearms-related legislation comes before the Senate, I will be sure to keep your thoughts in mind. Obviously, you won't, dickhead, because I literally called you out and told you to go fuck yourself in that email. I said no. What I was telling you to do, dude, I was saying, hey, I know you're a fucking anti-gunner. Either resign on the fucking spot and have somebody else replace you that actually is going to, abide by their oath of office, or better yet, just actually respect the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which you swore an oath to uphold, you fucking asshole. But no, you're not going to do that because you're a fucking lying prick piece of shit. So yeah, fuck you, Sherrod Brown, you dick smoke. Oh yeah, speaking of dick smokers and black supremacists, we got good old black supremacist crack whore Jasmine Crockett making a name for herself again. People are saying this chick is a deep state Soros operative and stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised by it at this point, honestly. What I will say is she represents the worst, biggest ghetto in all of Texas, being, I believe it's the Dallas-Fort Worth area there. So, yeah, this is what she was saying here. Or no, sorry, this is not that was somebody else's thing talking about Crockett being a basically fucking with black people. That was the still frame of the video there. This was the actual video from that Dom Luker guy here that it is. Yeah, it was developing. Representative Jasmine Crockett just called Christians Nazis. Crockett claims right now what they are trying to do is institute Nazism 2.0 in the United States, and guess what? It's gonna be us on the receiving end. I guarantee that's what she said to you, by the way. And she continues on and says the basis of this is to be Christianity, and the fact is everything has to be really Christo-fascism. Ironic, given the fact that you're seeing literal Islamic takeovers and people trying to implement Sharia law into this country, dude. Not to mention a bunch of black supremacists literally killing whites every single day in this country. Like that one bitch up in Cleveland that stabbed that kid to death a couple weeks ago is what it was there. This is what I'm saying, dude. We need to seriously have a 23rd Amendment of the Constitution at this point. That includes auto DQs. I'll never see the power in this nation, dude. And Crockett needs to be on if not the first name, like one of the top 5 names on that fucking list. Because it needs to be her, AOC, Tlaib, Omar, and I'm trying to think of the other one is now. Cori Bush would be the other one then. and then it needs to be like 6 on that list should be like Jayapol and stuff like that, and then it should just be a bunch of other Democrats on that one, and a couple of lines stuff like Mike Turner and shit like that, which we're gonna get to in a few minutes here. So let's go ahead and listen to this fucking retard's 28-second thing. Here's what it is, where she's basically proving that she's actually the fucking Nazi in the situation and doing Nazi-esque fucking Hitler propaganda shit is what it is in 2024 here.
Right now, what they are trying to do is institute Nazism 2.0 in the United States. And guess what? It's going to be us. It's going to be on the receiving end.
Oh my God.
So I can go on and on and on about the terrible things that are in there. But the basis of it, they're saying it has to be Christianity. And the fact is, everything has to be really Christo-fascist. And so what they're trying to do is say, if you're not doing it our way, then you can't.
Oh. Christianity. Oh, you mean like how America was literally created as a Christian nation, you stupid fucking cunt? You mean like that, you dumb bitch? You do realize that, right, Crockett? That America was literally created as a white Christian nation, legitimately? There's literally founding evidence by our founding fucking fathers that says that shit in multiple journals across the fucking board right now. There is a reason why founding father Thomas Jefferson had a copy of the Quran, because he knew his fucking enemy's worst was Islam. There's a reason why you have freedom of religion in the First Amendment. It's because Christians were persecuted on by the British Empire before the fucking American Revolution in 1776. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, lady. You also realize that there's many, many wars throughout world history going back 5, 6, 7 centuries of people literally slaughtering each other over religious belief sets, right? Like, seriously, look back into King Henry VIII back in the day, dude. His kids, which were Elizabeth I, and then it was Mary, who later became known as Bloody Mary, and then it was their little brother whose name I can't remember offhand, but there was a series that was made about it a couple years ago now. It only lasted for 1 season. It wasn't that great. Like, the first episode was kind of cool, but, like, it went downhill very quickly after that's what it was then. It wanted to be Game of Thrones, but it was not anywhere near as good as that one. But yeah, basically the gist of it was you had King Henry VIII have 3 kids, all bastard children, by the way. None of them were his wife's kids at the time. And by law back in those days, as long as you had like a male heir, it always went to the male first is what it is. And that kid's like, you know, a baby basically. In this case, I think that kid was like 8 or 10 years old or something like that. And he was very, very Protestant. He hated Christians. He would shit on Christianity all the time. He would like basically berate his sister Mary, who was, I think, almost 18 at that time is what it was. And he was like I said, like 8 or 10, somewhere in there. And, you know, was always like shitting on Christians and Christianity and stuff like that. And eventually, I forget if there was like a coup against him and he was killed in power or what it was, or maybe he just died through like some means or another, whatever was there. I think it was like poison or something, maybe. And then, of course, Mary, being, you know, the oldest child at the time, then, you know, the first 2 females being Elizabeth being the second one there. You had Mary then take over. And basically, at that point, you know, she and her Christian buddies were like persecuted on like fucking crazy and stuff like that. And she's like, you know what? Fuck all these Protestants. And she literally had people go around and start slitting throats at that point, dude, legitimately. And that's why she became known as Bloody Mary, because she was killing pretty much everybody. So it was, dude, that was like not Christian at the time. And then, of course, you had Elizabeth I after that, because I think Mary was killed in like a revolution kind of thing is what it was there or something. And then you had Elizabeth I take over, and she basically restored peace because she's like, yeah, I'm not my crazy ass sister. I'm not my, you know, psychotic brother, etc. there. And she's like, hey, I don't care if you're Christian, Protestant, or anything else for that matter. She's like, you know, live and let live, basically. And she ruled over England for quite a bit. I think it was England at the time. She ruled over that empire for quite a while is what it was there, dude. And from my understanding, was actually a pretty good, you know, queen. So, but yeah, like that's just one, you know, example of world history right there, of stuff that goes on because of religious wars and stuff like that. Then, of course, you can go back to the 12th, 13th centuries where you had, you know, the Crusades and stuff like that. They claimed, you know, Europe won, which we never could win because Islam was already too powerful at the time. It was, you know, you had the guys ride up on their horseback, and it was, you know, 50 or 100 to 1 at that point, outnumbering them on the other side of the battlefield, and they just simply turned the horse around and were like, okay, we won, let's go back to England now. So, seriously. But no, Crockett needs to be tossed out of office for this shit right here, dude. Her black supremacist ass needs to go back to the fucking ghetto where she came from and never be heard from again. End of fucking story. It's that simple. So, but yeah, going back to that other guy, that Pox dude that I was talking about a minute ago there. That's what he said here, or he or she said there. Said, quote, it's going to be us, which is basically exactly how Crockett said that shit. He said, don't think for 1 second that these quote-unquote women are concerned about black people or the black community. They are solely looking out for their own self-interest and will push any narrative that suits them and fits the current cause/agenda. They are paid Soros-funded actors and will turn on their roots, friends, family, beliefs, and culture for the, quote, come up. It's disgusting. Oh, yeah, 100%, dude. 100%. Across the board. Every single thing that person said is correct. That's how it always is, dude. It's the exact same thing with Black Lives Matter, dude. Patrice Gun Colors and all people like that embezzled like a fuck ton of money from that whole thing, dude. They didn't give a shit about the cause. They didn't give a shit about actual black lives being killed. No, what they wanted was that fucking payday, baby. And they didn't care whose fucking throat they had to step on to get is what it was, dude. They didn't care how many fucking little kids they had to bury and stand on their fucking graves and grandstand. As long as it got them a fucking payday in the end. Not to mention the fact you have Black Lives Matter be used as a giant fucking money laundering scheme for the Act Blue / Democrat Party in 2020. Because what happened there, you basically had BLM donate, like, I think it was like almost $1 billion of their funds to Act Blue, which is nothing more than the Democrat fundraising wing. So yeah, it's all a money laundering scheme is what it is, dude. And every single person involved in it should be in prison right now for money laundering and other RICO Act charges. And it's really as simple as that, honestly. And then before we go here in a couple minutes, you had this one here, which was House fails to hold A.G. Garland in inherent contempt after 4 Republicans defect. Those 4 rhino sacks of shit, by the way, were John Doherty of California, Dave Joyce from here in Ohio, who's a known rhino sack of shit, Tom McClintock of California, and Mike Turner of Ohio. And Mike Turner is also an anti-gun piece of crap. He was the one that tried to push for gun control after Dayton. That's where his district is located right now is what it is. This is what this piece of shit looks like, by the way. He's a scumbag rhino who's been in power for fucking ever, pretty much. And enough is enough of this shit, dude. He needs to be thrown out of office, period, in the story. He needs to be tossing the same exact person Senator Sherrod Brown does here in the state level. And Dave Joyce needs to join their asses. This is what that sack of shit Dave Joyce looks like, by the way, if you guys interested. It's a scumbag right here. And I've called this fucker out several times right now, dude, because he is just a complete sack of shit. Dave Joyce has fucked us over so many times in the last 6 months. It's not even funny, bro. It was a couple, I forget exactly what it was recently. It was another thing that would have actually prevented like stupid Democrat bullshit from going through. And yet he was the rhino sack of shit that sold us out on it, dude. And then tried to justify his fucking voting record is what it was then. And I guarantee if you look into him and Mike Turner both, there's no fucking way there's not a bunch of insider trading stuff with both these assholes. Should have seen in prison right now for a bunch of insider trading as it is there at the federal level. So, also, for those who don't know, Shelley Duvall died at 75 today. The chick from The Shining is what it was. Very sad, very sad. She was the wife who played in The Shining, obviously, for those that have never seen that movie, which, if you haven't, it's a cult classic. I should watch it, what it is there, man. Great film. So, anyway. This one was actually pretty funny. I had a good laugh about this one. I put it on our network page earlier today, which was Democrat Socialists rescind AOC endorsement over anti-Semitism awareness panel, claiming it was a deep betrayal. Dude, you can't even make that shit up at this point, dude. It's like, I swear to God, dude, it really is like the Onion article is coming to real life at this point, or like anything else, like not like the B, et cetera, there, where it's like everything's just coming to life. Because it's Democrats eating each other is what it is, dude. The problem is they're not literally eating each other yet, which is kind of what we need them to do at this point, honestly, because then we would be way better off at this point. Like if Democrats, like extremist Democrats would just like go to war with like the mainstream Democrats and rhinos, dude, like we'd be so much better off this country right now. And they were just eating each other on the battlefield and stuff like that, dude, we'd be so much better off right now. But unfortunately, they're not doing that yet anyway. When they finally do, though, it's going to be legitimate cannibalism, though. If we ever had like grid down situations, dude, it's going to be these same Democrat socialist people and stuff like that are just going to be eating each other in the fucking middle of like a major city, basically, is what it'll be. So, then of course we had this story here that we're going to talk more about some of these tomorrow, I think, on Freedom Friday, which is a concealed carrier shot while trying to defend against armed carjacker at gas station. That one happened in Memphis, Tennessee, which is a known shithole, by the way. Seems to be actually, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was a Black Sort Perspective said recently that Memphis is now pretty much like a third world country when it comes to violence and stuff like that, dude. Especially because if we look at what's happening there, dude, it's usually almost always black on crime. It also happens to be black supremacist / BLM terrorist Justin Jones' congressional district there. That was the piece of shit who, was famous and at a state level, they're becoming famous for literally fucking standing on a bunch of dead kids' graves from Covenant to push his own bullshit anti-gun agenda the same way that sack of shit Sherrod Brown is doing it here at a fucking federal level, so it is there, dude. And trying to claim he represents Ohioans' best interests and stuff like that, which he does not, by the way. And I guarantee, like I said, the only reason that bitch-ass motherfucker is still in power right now to this day is because there's so many corrupt rhinos in the state right now that refuse to take his ass down because they were good on what it would be then. I'll tell you what, though, I swear to God, dude, if I become governor of the state in 2026, like one of my first acts in office, it's going to be the arrest of a fuck ton of people on both parties at that point, man. Whether it be DeWine and Kasich, Rhino Sacks of shit, whether it be Sherrod Brown, etc. Like there's gonna be so much fucking shakeup. It ain't even gonna be funny, dude. Like there's gonna be arrest warrant after arrest warrant for those people's fucking arrest at that point, dude. And we're gonna make sure to enforce that shit very quickly. Is what it'll be then. So, and we also got this one before we get to the last story of the day, which is poll majority of Biden's own supporters believe he should step down as preemptive nominee. That's pretty pathetic, dude. That's really pathetic. That dude's so gone on the fucking head right now is what it is, though, dude. It's just sad. I was talking to my uncle about that yesterday, actually, when we were going to my appointment, and we were just like laughing, but also like just going back and forth about like, yeah, it's just so sad that we even have to deal with these cheater ass motherfuckers in power right now. That people are so corrupt themselves that they're refusing to step up and arrest these assholes, whether it be the feds out there, whether it be county sheriffs, etc. When they have more than enough evidence in hand to prove this guy fucking cheated his way into power with this dude. Like truthfully, at the end of the day, Biden and Kamala should both be in the prison cell right now for high treason and a bunch of other crimes. A bunch of U.S. senators, a bunch of congressmen should be with them for certifying Biden's cheat in 2020. Mike Pence should be in that fucking prison cell with them too as well, or at least in that prison block anyway. So forth and so on is what it is there, dude. But anyway. Then you have that super bitch Joy Behar from The View today saying, I'm mad at George Clooney for calling on Biden to step down. As much as I hate George Clooney because I know that guy's a child molester and everything else like that, like at least he did one good thing in his life. He called on Biden to step the fuck aside, basically. Yeah. I mean, it's the least he could do, honestly, on that one. So. And then sadly, you got stuff like, we're going to go to Breitbart's main page here for a sec before we go to the last story of the day then. You got stuff like this. Manhunt underway for suspect in ambush-style murder of Texas deputy. We got 23 on-scanned illegals found as stowaways on train near border in Texas. Got open border illegal alien among those arrested for New Orleans murder. And we got gunmen in Mexico kidnapped 200 illegals headed for Arizona border. And then you got Biden floods Ohio town. This is another thing, by the way, with 20,000 Haitian illegals. 10 to a bedroom. Yeah, these are people from a fucking West African country. They don't speak a lick of fucking English. Nobody can even understand their fucking dialect, by the way, because it's like some random ass fucking like village dialect or something like that over there in Africa, dude. And they expect to have these people here in our fucking country is what it is, dude. My fucking state, by the way, down in the Cincinnati area. Fuck that, man. Round every single one of these motherfuckers up and kick them the fuck out of this nation. And if it means doing it at gunpoint, I don't fucking care at this point, dude. It needs to be the county sheriff's, but by the way, it's not going to be the county sheriff because, by the way, shocker, where Cincinnati is located is Hamilton County. And who's the Hamilton County Sheriff? It's that fucking Mama's Man Action cunt who should have been tossed out of office years ago, Charmaine McGuffey. So yeah, be the fucking coroner of Hamilton County arresting Charmaine McGuffey, and then us having a new sheriff's race at that point without her ass in it, and have somebody brand new come in there that's going to enforce law and order, and then have that sheriff arrest all these fucking people and deport their asses. That is what it is, dude. So, or bare minimum, just have Mike DeWine come in as governor and be like, no, we're kicking these fucking people out of our state and our country, dude. Period. In the fucking story. It's a bunch of bullshit is what it is, dude. This is, by the way, this is the same horseshit Obama did back in 2013, under that piece of shit John Kasich administration, where he forced a bunch of Somali terrorists on us then, and it was down in Columbus area there. It's also why you got a bunch of fucking crime down in Columbus now, because of fucking Somalis down there, dude. Not to mention a shitload of Islamic terrorist cells down there. And the thing is, too, with this whole thing, dude, with these fucking Haitian illegals here, dude, who the fuck knows what kind of diseases they're bringing here to Ohio, dude? Hell, it could be like Colorado. It could be like Colorado all over again. They're bringing the fucking human plague again, dude. Or anything for that matter. They could be bringing in tuberculosis. They could be bringing in typhoid. They could be bringing in syphilis. They could be bringing in, you know, all kinds of STDs, etc. There, you know, Hep C, Hep B, Hep A, all that stuff like that, dude. Or who knows what, like some kind of fucking Middle East, like some kind of West African disease that we don't even know about at this point. There's some fucking name to it or something like that, dude. Like, that's what I'm saying. It could be biological warfare right now, and it's like, why are we even letting these people in our state or our country at all, dude? It's fucking bullshit entirely. I'm fucking sick of it, bro. Yeah, so residents of a west central town of Springfield, Ohio, are demanding that their city council do something to stem the tide of Haitian illegals that have flooded the city, especially in the aftermath of the death of a child in a school bus accident caused by an illegal driving here illegally. This town, situated just west of the state capital, Columbus, has been a target of Haitian illegals since 2014. And in the ensuing years, tens of thousands have moved to the Rust Belt town. But in the last 4 years alone, population has ballooned to more than 20,000. The influx is causing serious pressures to mount on the town. This is Ohio Republican Senator J.D. Vance put the blame on the mounting problem squarely on Biden administration, which should be on Obama too for that matter, which is causing small towns all across America to suffer like Springfield. Actually, from what I heard, this one was actually, they were talking about Cincinnati specifically with the story I heard earlier, so it must be Springfield, and then obviously just, actually, I'm trying to think, is Springfield, Ohio in Hamilton County? I don't think about it. Okay, this is saying it's near Dayton. I know for a fact, though, I heard of one earlier where it was talking about, because it was Ohio Governors that shared that one, and it was the news story was talking about Cincinnati and illegals from West Africa there. So maybe it's the same thing, maybe it's a different thing. Either way, these fuckers out of our damn country, dude, in our state specifically, what it is here. Some of their bitch asses like California or fucking New York or something like that, dude. Anyway, that's what Vance said. He said, self-imposed disaster is crushing job prospects for our citizens, meaning American citizens, making it more difficult for Ohio families to find homes and draining social service programs funded by American taxpayers. That's exactly, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, how are you going to have somebody come into our nation from out of fucking country and be able to get on welfare programs in this fucking state, dude? It's bullshit. Close that. If you want to talk about loopholes there, Sherrod Brown, close that fucking loophole, asshole. But no, you won't, because you know that these fucking piece of shit illegals here are going to be your fucking voter base using dead people's fucking social security numbers, probably people like my mom, honestly, who died 6 months ago, and then claiming that they're that person to vote in our election cycle this year around. Which is one thing I've been worried about this whole time since mom passed, is what it is. And I swear to fucking God, if I ever see her name on voter rolls again, I will go ape shit on every fucking Democrat in this state, dude. I will call for the immediate arrest of every single fucking Democrat in the state and the federal level at that point for the state of Ohio is what it is, dude. Because we know for a goddamn fact you fuckers are doing that shit, dude. Okay, so yeah, this is the same story I was talking about earlier then. But yeah, I said Vance was talking about them putting, basically getting benefits where they shouldn't be. So people who are here illegally should be sent back to their home countries as soon as possible, and individuals here on temporary status should not expect to stay indefinitely. So the explosion of illegals, many of whom do not speak English, has placed serious burdens on this town here in Ohio. It says town services are being stretched thin, and costs for translating services, housing, and legal services have become a major expense. Fuck that, dude. Don't spend a goddamn dime on this people, and literally get your fucking town police together and have them remove these fuckers at gunpoint. Seriously. Fucking gunpoint their asses to a fucking plane. Say, get on the fucking plane, bitch! If nothing else, put it into a fucking translator app saying, get on the plane or get fucking shot, motherfucker. And if they don't get on the plane fast enough, again, bang. Don't care how the fucking opposite at that point, dude. Seriously. It's a fucking act of war what these fucking people are doing to our country, dude. Treat it as such. Every single fucking time throughout American history, they would have already been shot and killed at our fucking borders, dude. Why the fuck are we not having the U.S. military do that right fucking now? It's fucking bullshit, dude. There should be National Guards activated. There should be U.S. military from Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, etc. on the fucking ground, kitted up, removing these people at the point of a fucking gun. Being like, oh, you're not here legally. Get the fuck on that plane or get fucking killed. And again, I don't care how the fucking opposite looks at that point, dude. It's what needs to be fucking done to save America. Stop allowing fucking cheater pieces of shit to place a bunch of burdens on our fucking country of people who have no goddamn business being in the fucking first place, dude. It's bullshit. And I'm fucking sick and tired of it. And I know I'm not the only one out here that'll fucking say that shit, dude. I'm one of a few actually say it on camera, obviously. But yeah, I'm saying exactly what a bunch of other Ohioans are thinking right now, dude. Get these fucking people out of my goddamn state, my fucking country, dude. Seriously. Anyway, here it said, for a few years, longtime residents were unbothered by the growing number of these illegals in our area. So, but over time, clashes have begun to occur as Haitians have become more obtrusive by driving illegally, piling into apartments and houses by the dozens, filling local schools with children who need special care and education and language services, and increasingly becoming a focus for government spending. Again, do not spend a dime on these people. Tell them to fuck off back to their nation of origin. Dude, why are you even allowing these kids? First of all, here's the thing, right? Ohio has a precedent on our books where every kid that goes into public education in the state has to have vaccine records. These fucking people do not have vaccine records. Kick them the fuck out on that alone, dude. They could be spreading anything to Ohio's children at that point, dude. You could literally have, like I said, you could have them bringing the fucking plague and they could be bringing typhoid in, for God's sakes. You could have a typhus outbreak in the state then. You know, it's like there's no wonder there's fucking hand, foot, and mouth disease in the state for the past decade or so. It's from these fucking people coming in here illegally. Like, kick them the hell out of our goddamn state, dude. And that's on you, Mike DeWine. That's on you, John Husted. That's on you, Ohio leadership, to do that shit. Frank LaRose, Dave Yost, everybody else in the gubernatorial line of succession, Keith Ferber as auditor, etc. there. It's on you, Republican General Assembly. You, Jason Stevens, the Speaker of the House. You, Matt Hoffman, as Senate President. Kick these fucking people the hell out of our goddamn state. Boot them the fuck out. Say, no, we're not spending a dime on these fucking people that have nowhere to be here in the first place. If you need translation services, get fucked. Learn fucking English or get the fuck out. Like, that's what it should be, dude. You give them 30 days, 1 month. Put them into a fucking English class. If they don't have even broken English at that point, then boot them the fuck out of this state entirely, dude. And have them kick rocks back to their fucking nation of origin. Because they're kicking them out of the fucking country on that one, too. It's either assimilate or fuck off back to where you came from. And at this point, the fact that it's been over a decade for some of these people that still haven't fucking learned English, and they're legally driving in our state, etc., dude, no, boot them the fuck out of this country, dude. Literally, pick them up. Like I said before, go back to National Guard, military, etc., gun in hand, put them on a fucking plane. If they want to get violent off that one dude, then that's what happens then. And then I guarantee, the first one of these fuckers that drops on the fucking tarmac, you're going to have a bunch of other ones be like, oh shit, they're not fucking around anymore. And they're going to jump around that fucking plane and fuck off back to their own country. That's what it's going to be, dude. Because they don't want to be killed there too, is what it is then. Anyway. That was quite long, actually. Let's see what we have now. Here. Okay, so yeah, they're basically draining our services. What it is there. So residents are becoming uneasy as their town becomes increasingly decorated by Haitian flags, for instance, and some express concerns when the Haitian flag was raised at City Hall instead of the U.S. flag during the city's Flag Day celebrations. Why the fuck is that happening, dude? Seriously, why the fuck is this bullshit happening, dude? It's BS, dude. Why are you raising a fucking Haitian flag over an Ohio building instead of the U.S. flag or even the state flag for that matter? That is some conquered land bullshit right there is what that is, dude. It says, but the uneasiness turned to outright anger when an 11-year-old child paid the price with his life for all these illegals. It says the incident occurred in August of last year's August 2023 when illegal, I'm not sure I pronounced the fucking guy's name, Humberto Joseph drove a 2010 Hyundai Odyssey into oncoming traffic, causing a school bus filled with kids on their way to their first day of school to spin out of control and flip over. The accident left 11-year-old Aiden Clark, who I guarantee is white, dead. How is that not a hate crime too, by the way? And a dozen other children injured, some seriously. Says the illegal. God damn it, Breitbart. Stop calling these fucking people migrants and fucking, what was the other stupid thing you were using up here earlier? Immigrants. No, they're fucking illegal aliens. Say it correctly, motherfuckers. But yeah, the illegal, who had only been here a bit over a year, did not have a driver's license and never passed a state driving exam to obtain one. Then don't let him on our fucking roads and don't let him in our fucking country to begin with. And this is a piece of shit illegal, 36, was later convicted of first-degree felony involuntary manslaughter and fourth-degree felony vehicular homicide charges, both enhanced charges because he was driving without a license. Fuck that. Give him the death penalty for first-degree homicide, dude. So the city has faced other problems as well, especially in housing. It says illegals are claiming that some unscrupulous property owners are gouging them for rent and allowing a dozen or more of them to move into buildings and apartments where residency laws state that fewer than 10 people may reside. Of course they fucking are, dude. It says, quote, when I first came, I was in a 3-bedroom house, Haitian illegal, Patrick Joseph said during a Dayton Daily News interview there. Said we had more than 20 people living in that house. The landlords just rent the house in the bedroom. Just rent the bed in the bedroom. A room can sleep like 10 people, and sometimes the house only has one bathroom. Then get the fuck back to your own goddamn village shithole in Africa, dude. Fuck off out of my state, seriously. Fucking over this shit, man. This idiot continued on, so sometimes here in Springfield, one house have a lot of people. It's not because we want to be with different people, like 27 people together. It's because some of them are not able to rent their own houses, and they should rent a room from a third party. So that's why you will see some addresses have 15 to 20 people. Added Rocking Horse Community Health Center official Johnson Solomon, according to Springfield Springfield News Sun. So the housing situation has driven city officials to plead with federal authorities to help them solve the dearth of suitable living spaces for the mounting number of illegals. Fuck that. Kick them out of this fucking country and take back our damn housing, dude. Like, no wonder fucking houses in the Columbus and every other metro area are like $1,000 for a fucking 1-bedroom studio at this point, dude, or more. It's because of pieces of shit like this. This is a letter sent to Springfield City Manager Brian Heck and to U.S. Senators Sherrod Brown and Tim Scott. So the town notes that its efforts to work on sustainable housing have been swamped by the number of illegals flocking to the town. Says, but most recently, Springfield has seen a surge in population through immigration that has significantly impacted our ability as a community to produce enough housing opportunities for all. Again, Americans first and only, boot the rest the fuck out of this country, dude. So Springfield's Haitian population has increased to between 15,000 and 20,000 over the last 4 years in a community of just over 60,000 previous residents. So they're literally taking up 1/4 of the fucking residency, that's what they're saying there, dude. At least. So it's putting a significant strain on our resources and ability to provide ample housing for all those residents, despite 2,000 additional housing units set to come online over the next 3 to 5 years. That's nothing, dude, because it's going to be 3 to 5 fucking years to get that shit up there. So this is still not enough. So again, without federal support and the federal level, communities like Springfield are set to fail in being able to meet the housing needs of its residents. First of all, these people aren't residents. They're illegally in my fucking state. Kick them the fuck out of my goddamn state, dude. Kick them the fuck out of my goddamn country. Problem fucking solved, people. Gunpoint fucking tyranny if it needs to be that way. Military assistance. Seriously. The picture shown here, dude. A bunch of motherfuckers at an airport. There should be armed military behind them saying, get on the fucking plane, bitch. How fucking hard is that, dude? Again, don't care about how the optics look. Kick them the fuck out. They have no legal right to be here. They don't fucking speak our language. They never will fucking learn English. They don't give a shit about this country. They want to rape our nation for resources because of fucking Biden and Harris, etc. have told them to do for decades now. It's like I said about a year ago or so on this fucking channel, dude. You have these fucking people where it'll be their middle-class people wherever they live in these fucking nations like that have a TV and stuff. And it's like, come to America. You will get free housing, free education, free welfare benefits, everything under the sun, basically. Just make sure you make their way to the border there, as people is what it is. And again, how the hell are you having people from fucking Haiti make their way to the U.S. southern border, dude? It's a completely different continent, people. Or any African nation for that matter. It's completely different continents, people. Like, it's obviously being facilitated by fucking Soros and company. Freeze and seize George Soros assets. Take everything from that asshole, put him in fucking prison, and then take that money, get a bunch of plane flights, and kick these fuckers out of our damn nation. It's not that hard, people. And if they refuse to leave, then it's fucking done. Give them a desert march. Like, seriously. Do what our fucking founders would do. Do what our fucking ancestors, our forefathers would do, man. They would take their country back by force if they needed to through violence. Do what they would do and make America truly great again. Make our country what it needs to be. A safe haven for Americans, not a fucking sanctuary shithole for a bunch of fucking illegals, dude. Fuck them people. Kick them the hell out. If they refuse to go and they want to get violent, then fucking treat violence with violence. That simple. Period. End of fucking story. Enough is enough of this shit. People, by the way, people wonder why I carry a gun every single day I leave this house. It's because of shit like that right there, dude. These are going to be the people, by the way, sometime in the next 6 months, they're going to try to do fucking terrorist attacks in our country, dude. And because we can't understand what the fuck they're saying, they could easily be saying anything. Hell, they could literally be plotting a fucking terrorist attack next week for all the fuck we know, in some kind of Haitian language. Kick them out of our fucking state and our fucking country. Seriously, bro. 10, 20, 30 people living in a fucking house together, dude? That's a fucking sleeper cell. Legitimately. They don't want to call it that, but that's what it fucking is. And it should be treated as such. Like, you know where the fuck they're going to be at, dude? Because they're all living in the same fucking place. Literally raid the fucking house, dude, and you get rid of like 30 or 40 of them right then and there. Do the same thing to a bunch of houses on the same block, wherever the case be. That's probably where they're at, is what it is then. And yeah, you round up like 2 or 3 of these people in the middle of the fucking night, dude. Put them on a plane. Kick them out. Be like, get fucked, motherfucker. You're not here illegally. Get the hell out of our state and our country. Get on that plane, you're going back home. And if they want to be cool about it, then be like, here's a fucking MRE. And just toss them an MRE each at that point, like a bottle of water for the fucking journey. And if they don't want to be cool and they want to get violent and they want to get fucking physical and shit like that, dude, then again, on the spot executions. Not that hard, dude. Like, seriously. It's time to deal with the terrorist threats in our country, and the terrorist threats are right here in Springfield, Ohio, and other fucking areas of Ohio, dude. It's Islamic, it's Haitian, it's every fucking foreign national across the board right now, dude. It's Chinese, it's everything like that, dude. Round them up, boot them out. And while you're at it, boot people like Jasmine Crockett the fuck out of here too, man. And the same thing with pieces of shit like Sherrod Brown, who ain't doing a damn thing to stop this shit because they're a bunch of damn cheaters, what it is. And it's really that simple. Anyway, that's about it for today, though. I'll be back tomorrow for another episode of Freedom Friday. I need to talk to my cousin. I may or may not be back for a Reseller Friday tomorrow afternoon, too, as well. Depends if we go here in about 15 hours or so. So, it's the thing. But if we don't, it's going to be whatever then. But yeah. I may start doing a book reading series on this channel, too, where it's me just reading like old Berenstain Bears books and stuff like that I have in the bedroom that I found recently. And it's like story time with the network or something like that. So, thinking about that right now. But, yeah, no, seriously, like, these people are a fucking threat to our society, dude. Boot them out of this country. Like, it's not that hard, people. If they want to get violent, if they want to get physical, you must fucking, foreign invaders then, like they are. That's the thing, right? They're already committing felonies even being here, dude. They illegally invaded our country, most of which with no fucking visa at all. And the ones that do have visas should be expired on the fucking spot at that point then, dude. Because most of their visa overstayers. It's nothing different than that Somali terrorist guy that tried to do the fucking machete attack on OSU's campus and then got fucking smoked out by campus security. That's what it was, dude. That's what you're going to see, but you're going to see the massive levels it will be then, dude. Stop it before it happens, dude. Kick them out of our fucking nation. End of story. Period. And this is what I'm saying. Always be, if you're an American citizen, always be carrying. Because you know you're going to have to use it at some point here, so it's going to be, dude. You're going to defend your life at some point against these fucking people. Because they will become violent. They will become the aggressors and stuff. Now is the time to up your carry is what it is. Get your shit together. There's a reason why this week I bought a bunch of magazines. Because I know for a fact with things coming, I'm going to start carrying a bunch more magazines is what it is, dude. And possibly another handgun too, for that matter, whenever I leave the house now. Just in case. And if I had a vehicle right now when I was leaving the house, I'd probably be carrying a fucking arrow with me, honestly. In the trunk or something. Unfortunately, I don't. So it's, it is what it is at that point. But either way, it is what it is, though. But yeah. Now is the time to get shit done, man. Now is the time to protect your own. Now is the time to protect Americans. And make this country a great nation for Americans again. Where Americans can live the American dream. Not a bunch of fucking foreign nationals, not a bunch of fucking illegals living the American dream on our taxpayer dollars. And it's as simple as that. Have a good one, y'all. Peace out.